Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Capricorn. So the Earth has continued its path, and we see now behind the Sun the constellation Scorpio. And Scorpio is, of course, that big transformation, letting go like the leaves. And you always recognize here also the mystic in death, right? Because it's ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is that side that is actually challenging us to see in the dark side also the potential to actually overcome difficulties and to come out stronger. As then the 4, right, the 1 and the 3 is that I see the magic in the new generation that wants to come here, and I can begin something new. So understand that this is inspiring you through the light that is now falling onto the moon, and the moon is in your sign. And so you are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn are rules and borders and father figures, fingers. And the only way to overcome that is to really go deep into the third eye, into that inner knowledge, into the inner knowing. That is going to help you to overcome any temptation here until the 5th chakra, because you are the 15th card. Right here it's the number 13, which becomes the 4. You are the number 15, which becomes the 6. And the 6 is a very strong and powerful energy. And the 6th chakra, the third eye, is here on the vase, which has the rose that was cut off. And so we are giving the people the feeling that they have their place, but they don't really belong because they don't have roots. And you're controlling that, right? And so you're learning through the snake to understand, if you look deep within into the third eye, you are not bound by Saturn, not bound by borders and lectures, right? Though lectures are good, right? They're here for us to learn. So you're the 10th house of social status, and Scorpio is the 8th house of reincarnation. And so the combination here is quite interesting, and it's happening today. And this moment exists only once a year. But if we include the other planets, it is only once in your life a moment like this is happening. So just here, the Scorpio pose, of course, bringing your feet above your head so you are not in your ego, you're able to let go. And for you, we have the dancer pose, you have the 1st chakra, the heart, and of course up here, right below the third eye, you are understanding the 2 eyes are looking at each other, and there you find the third eye. There you find that when we bring the eyes together into one spot right here, in between our eyebrows, right, then we can see the solution. And so this is for you, your yoga position. Your court card is the Queen of Pentacles. If your birthday is between December 12th and January 8th, then she is your court card. If your birthday is before or after, please look in the description, because there I have listed all the court cards, all the cards that I'm using on their positions, because I'm using parts of the major arcanas to give you a feeling of this is a path in this month, right, that you're taking. Everything is a spiral. And so I picked only specific cards to give you this reading, because, I mean, it's really about learning what are the lessons, particularly in this knowledge of the court card. Now, if your court card is the next one, right, which is the King of Swords, then you can look into the next reading, and you see then that there is a message maybe for you as well. Back to the last reading, where you got a 2nd time Libra Sun giving the light to Capricorn Moon. And the message was 18 Pentacles. Allow the money to give you the strength to succeed. And you see now with the arrow that we're going to the left, and going to the left is going to the new moon, right? And so the 18 becomes here a 9, and the 9 is that completion of I have understood something, particularly in the financial situations, and it's a lot of money, right? 18 pentacles. And so the 9 of Pentacles is usually also connected with the Virgo energy, where you are single and you are in your own garden enjoying the amount of money that you made, and now you can just literally watch how everything is growing in your garden, right? So we're going to see if the last reading is tying back in with the reading today. On the position 20, which is the last judgment, I gave you the Wandering Star Tarot, and this is your calling. This is the acceptance also, or the awakening, right? Which is connected to Pluto. So Scorpio, the Death card, and the last judgment are both connected with the planet Pluto. And so here you're getting the information that your shadow side, your mystical side, is being called now to awaken, right? Particularly in this month, because Pluto is going next year, 2024, from Capricorn into Aquarius, and Aquarius is after you, right? And so have a look if you have any of Aquarius energy in you. So hang through the review, the 75 has come up here on this position. If I put the 20 above, I get a 95, and the 95 is then of course the 14, and the 14 is Sagittarius, and the next reading is Sun in Sagittarius. So here we have also with the 75 the 12, right? Just calculating this first together: 7 Cancer, the Chariot, 5 the Hierophant, Taurus, together successful in whatever you are wanting to bring to this world. And of course the hang true, the review here with this rune letter, I'm gonna read to you what it wants to tell you. Mimir's well of runic wisdom, a time out of time where all are welcome. Hang suspended with sublime intention. Sacrifice something sacred to scrutinize your present perspective. Mimir's instruction is clear. What that is precious to you are you willing to give to the well so you might be well? Nothing is free. For the welling up you must offer up a fair cost, or you'll stay lost. Will you hang true? Wow, that's a very clear message. I'm just gonna have a look what Mimir's means. Mimir's means the wise one. So now we have the meaning of it, right? Sometimes I'm having to look up some of these Nordic names. Each card, right? They're still new, so this one I haven't had yet. So Mimir's is the wise one. So the wise one here is actually Mimir's instruction is clear. What that is precious to you are you willing to give to the well so you might be well. Well, here we have, right, the clear understanding that the 7 and the 5 creates the 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man. When we hang upside down, when we go in an inversion, we see things from a different perspective. And then we get the 3 out of that. And the 3 is, of course, the Empress. But with the 20, we get a 95, and that's the 14, that's temperance, right? Balancing out always masculine and feminine. And in that we get then the 5 left. And so understand that either a 3 or a 5 is left here. In this numerology, in the way I'm actually using the numerology, these numbers never lie, right? It's very interesting. I got into it for whatever reason, because I love numbers. I love what the 1 represents, or the 2, or the 3, and so it goes until 9, and then it repeats, or then there's a combination of numbers, and in that combination there's a whole story that can be told. So I'm gonna go and read this reading to the left, to the new moon, to the soul, back to you, and then from then on we're gonna go back out again to the full moon. So in the position of the Fool, you got the Fool reverse. So the Fool took that step, and so it's a 0-0 portal. 2 times the 0 doesn't accumulate, doesn't add upon. 0 is 0, 0 is nothing. And out of this nothing, you let yourself fall, and you fell, and you are here. And so this foolish idea to let yourself fall, to let yourself drop into a new beginning, into a change, because the Fool is connected with Uranus, and Uranus is, of course, also ruling Aquarius, and Aquarius is the new age that we're going into, and Pluto is going next year into Aquarius. So there's a big shift happening, and this falling upside down, right? And he's looking over in the side. It's kind of like, it's almost like here he's slightly looking over to the right, and now here he's looking at the left, and that's what he wants, because we are reading to the left. And on the position of the Magician comes the Ghost Dance, and the Ghost Dance is the number 22, so you immediately have a portal, and it means that in that portal you are recognizing that you created a big circle through the falling, because this is the 22 major arcana. There are 22 major arcana, so we read 0, 1, 2, 3 until 21. But then there's a 22nd card. And so the Fool can be 0, but the Fool can also be a 22. And so he lets himself fall into the Ghost Dance, because he knows for some reason that he's making a big circle by allowing himself to be in this consciousness. And the Magician is saying, yes, you're holding now the third eye in between your hands, and you are seeing what is representing to you, which is the 22. You were taking that step, and you were ready to say, I am jumping, even though I am a ghost, or even though I am getting the information, because the Magician is connected with Mercury, and Mercury is the language, is now something has happened, and you have landed back in a reverse in your own card. Now I picked here from the Mother Peace Tarot a card, and I wanted to see what is it that made you jump. And it's this one thought. It's this one clear, sharp sword that is coming to you, and the Magician is the one, and the Ace of Swords is then together an 11. You have 2 portals here right away, 22 and 11. Look at that. This is crazy, right? From 0-0 to 22-11. And this is a very clear message that you are supposed to listen to whatever comes to you. It's important that you listen particularly to those thoughts that elevate you, to those thoughts that uplift you, because the Ace of Swords is always that moment where we recognize I am, the butterfly that is guiding my vision when I meditate. And so even in this blurriness, in this ghostliness, you are getting a very strong, clear vision that you're supposed to follow. Wow, it's beginning quite spectacular for you. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes here the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is that moment where you recognize, okay, this is my destiny. Something here is my destiny. Something here is telling me I'm supposed to arrive at the 22, which is the Fool, but also at the 11, which is then Libra, which is the center of the 22. It's just the half of it, right? And so here comes the Wheel of Fortune that is letting you know, yeah, this is your destiny, because your intuition, the 2 and the 10 is a 12, is the Hanged Man. And you did let yourself fall, right? You did let yourself fall. And here you are as the Fool, looking like the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is the 12, is the pre-stage of Scorpio, the 13, the pre-stage for a huge transformation. So I think Scorpio is literally letting you know you are in of a big transformation, because the Fool has given you already that feeling, right? It's almost like, it's like, yes, you know what's happening here, right? You know that this is your destiny. And so you just simply getting the proof of it, because then the 12 creates a 3, and the 3 gives birth to the Empress, and the Empress gives birth to everything else that we desire and that we want. Now here, of course, the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the expansion, is how we actually recognize in this world that we do want to grow and become big and huge like an angel. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So next month you already getting a little of an intuitive feeling for what's coming your way. And then on the position of the Empress, which is ruled by Venus, comes here the Last Judgment, Le Jugement. These are French cards, right? And you see the classical picture of 3 people creating a triangle that's pointing down, right, which is the feminine triangle, and he's calling them to awaken. And so the call here is to awaken, to the Hang True. And now I see the Hang True, that here you hang true. You actually made that decision to let yourself come into this world and do what is important for us to do, and to see that here you are letting go of something that is so important that you will get better, right? It's important that we know how we let go of something, because also here then comes the Last Judgment, right? Or the call, or the calling. And together we got the 14 here. So in Sagittarius, something is clearly happening to you, where you are awakening, right, to a higher calling. And so the message from this card, the Hang Through, the Hang True, right, the Mimir's Well of Runic Wisdom, is that let go, let truly go, because you are giving birth to something extraordinary when you let go, right? So the 20 and the 3 is a 23, and it's almost saying, yeah, then after the 22 comes the 23, and we get again a 5, and the 5 is left here as well, right, through these 2 cards. So the 23 comes here. The 5 is the 5 senses, and you know what the 5 is all about. You know the 5 senses. You know that the 5 senses block us sometimes, but you have the one as well, the magic, which is then the third eye. And the third eye is giving you a vision into what it is that you seek, that you want. On the position of Scorpio comes the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is connected with Venus in Scorpio. So Scorpio is speaking to you through Venus. And of course the Empress is also ruled by Venus. And so recognize that the call is important. Listen to it, right? Really listen to it, because the Empress is ruled by Venus, and Venus in its own right brings you beauty and love and also money, right? But here you have Pluto, which is letting you know, hang true, review, right? And so when we look at the 7 of Cups, you recognize that the 7 is the Cancer energy. The 7 was in here in this card, and that the 7 is the crown chakra, is a knowledge that we then can help others. But you see how one cup, and the most important cup, is facing upside down. And so in this card, it gives you the impression that you're successful because there are 6 cups standing, but you have actually the 7th cup, the most important cup, upside down. So this is an illusion. We think sometimes we're successful, but we're not. And so the 13, right, plus the 7 is the 20. And the 20 is, of course, here again, the last judgment is again the message from mirrors. But we can also calculate the 13 to a 4. The 4 and the 7 is an 11. So do you want the 20 or do you want the 11? Right? Up to you. You can have a look at that. Now, in this deck, the Wandering Star Tarot, Scorpio gives you the third eye, and the third eye is important for you to recognize this one cup, to recognize, yes, these 6 cups, but this is the cup that is more important, and it's almost like it's draining. It's actually not giving you what you think you should be getting, right? And so the 11 here again is a portal. And that portal is important because you had the portal here through the Ace of Swords and the Magician. So you already had an 11 here with the 22 as well, right? Then on the position of the Queen of Pentacles comes the Devil. Comes Capricorn, comes you as a major arcana. Now the major arcana is the soul's mission, and the court card is what you live here in this dimension. And she is the 10th house of social status, and here we have the attachment to the success, the 15, which becomes the 6th, the third eye. So recognize here this cup, recognize that you want to use this emotional success only for the third eye, so that you can heal the 7th chakra, right? That you can heal this, and that you then can become emotionally successful when you turn this cup around. And it's very interesting. In the German reading, I had actually the Ace of Cups reversed, so it's actually almost brought in the same energy, but here of course it's the 7. So here the 10 and the 15 is a 25, and the 25 is a 7. So the 7 portal is literally saying, watch this, very important, get to your crown chakra, learn and understand everything for you to reach the enlightenment. It's very important, right? Because the 7-7 portal is letting you know that that's what's in your mind right now, and that's what you want to learn all about. Then on the position of the devil. Now, since the devil came here, I picked from Rider-Waite the position of the devil. And you see now, right, it's a completely different way of seeing the devil, but the message comes through because the flowers in the vase doesn't have roots. He's controlling it, and the only way out is through the third eye. So here you get the High Priestess. And the High Priestess had the Wheel of Fortune, right? Remember, the High Priestess brought you the 10, brought you Jupiter, the expansion. It is good to expand, but always be vigilant, always be intuitive with the way you expand. Intuitive in such an extent that you are working with the world and working not in an attached fashion, right? Because the 15 and the 2 turns into 17. 17 is the star. 17 is Aquarius, is the hope, is Uranus, where you had, of course, him upside down. It's almost like a star is falling down, and that star that is falling down is bringing you the intuition. Calculated together, you get the 8 here, and the 8 is the strength to find in that infinite loop of coming and going and inhale and exhale again and again your intuition. Never give up your intuition for nothing, for nobody. It's your intuition. Be strong with it and master it and listen to it, because the intuition comes like this. Boop, it's here. Then your mind is like playing tricks. Oh, but I don't go to the left. I would normally go to the right. Go to the left, right? You never know what's happening there because your intuition told you so. So learn to test yourself just with those small little things already. On the position of the moon, which is here, the dream oracle, comes the dust devil. Look at that. So moving out of stagnation in the way you see the intuition, you have here 15-15 portal framing your intuition. So if you stay in the 15, you will have a hard time getting into your intuition. It's almost like you have to unite the 5 chakras, right, with the 6th chakra, and then you have a 6 portal framing here the intuition, the 2. And when you do that, then you are realizing how important it is to unite and to combine, but still recognize that each number in itself holds a sacred vibration. And so the 66, right, or the 2 times 6 here, it's very strong. It's like your creativity in seeing deep within yourself. Your intuition is called because the moon is your subconscious, is there for also the way you feel when you think of the 15 and calculate it together into a 6. Now here we have 18. The 18 becomes a 9, and the 9 and the 6 is 15. So again, the 15 stays and the 6 is left. So recognize how important it is to feel your intuition and to act upon it, right? Because here then you're moving out of a stagnation. It's almost like your dream world is telling you you're going to get out of that by the help of your intuition. From the Mother Peace Tarot, I then checked what brings you into stagnation, and it's the 3 of Pentacles, which is Taurus, Virgo, and you, Capricorn. So either you as a young child have the feeling of feeling a little stagnated, or you have a Taurus or a Virgo here that is blocking you, right? Because there are 3 zodiac signs with it. So since we have the 6 and the 3, we get a 9 here. Then the completion can be happening. Now, when the card is facing the left is your intuition, is your soul. What are you doubting, right? It's almost like saying you're doubting something. Are you doubting your vision that you had here? Are you doubting that? Right? So have a look at it. It's really important. Is there something that you as a young child had a vision and now you have to let go of it? Or do you recognize that someone else, a Taurus or a Virgo, is blocking your vision because the 9 is coming up? If you integrate them, right, then you are healing also your childhood. Then on the position of the Sun comes here the biome. The biome is connecting now to a bigger picture. The Sun brings you the clarity to connect to a bigger picture because the 19 turns into a 10, which is then for you your social status, right? You are the 10th house of social status. And so the 44, which is here connected with the biome, is letting you know you have to look at the bigger picture because you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is ruling the world, and the world is now the last card after this, where you're going to see what you're going to do here on this planet, right? This beautiful energy. And so you see that the biome has good sides, but also here a negative side, and that's the yin and yang. It's just part of it, right? So the 10 and the 44, if I would calculate it together, creates an 18. And the 18 is then again a 9. But I also wanted to see what is it here with the biome that came to you, and what came is the 6 of Wands reverse. The 6 of Wands is connected with Jupiter in Leo. And Jupiter in Leo is saying, hey, watch how you expand. Do not expand into the negativity, right? Do not expand because it's reverse. And when it's coming upright, then she is victorious, right? Then she is actually in the peace symbol. Now when we turn it upside down, it's another symbol. And it means she is, for some reason, not ready to express her true power yet. So what is stopping her, right? It's almost like, is this vision too big for you, right? Because you had the dust devil here. Is this vision too big for you? Didn't you have this vision as a young child? And so now here with the world, you are seeing a big, big, big vision, a big picture here. Because the 10 and the 8 is the 18, and the 9 and the 6 is then the 15. So here you are, right, coming up. You are the one that sees this big picture, right? If you see it from your third eye, and if you maybe sometimes let go of thinking that you can control everything, because you like to control things, right? Because of Saturn. Saturn rules you, and so the reverse, with the reverse of the 0 here, right, is making you realize, watch, just watch, observe, see that you are not getting controlled by any of these social status things, right? These attachments, or taking the roots away, right, from that rose. She would be much better off if she's in the earth and she can go deep down and find her water and find what she needs to flourish. Then on the position of the world comes the 6 of Cups, which is the Sun in Scorpio. So the Sun in Scorpio is talking, right, your childhood memories. So I feel here that this is you, right, out of the 3. It's not Taurus, it's not Virgo, it's you, even though a lot of 9s are coming up. Maybe it is a Virgo, right? But you see here in your childhood something. It's like you are holding a dear emotion, but you also had the 7 of Cups, remember? And you see here the 6 cups standing now. The 6 of cups are coming. So true victory and true emotional victory is when we clear up our memories from our childhood, right? Is when we let go something maybe out of our childhood, and then you will be well. So 7 and 6 is 13, right? The Scorpio, the transformation, the letting go, the 13 becomes the 4, and then you can rule, then you can really do the things that you always wanted to do, because when I put him here now, it's almost like you're seeing, this circle is closing. I'm letting go of something. That's why he's upside down. I'm letting go of things that don't make sense and that block me in my childhood and that block me to see the bigger picture, because this here means the world. The world is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn rules you. So you are the woman here in this picture, right? Because you are here always with the snake. And why is she here again with the snake? Is because you are from the base up to the 6th chakra ruling, right, all the other chakras, and you can only rule them through the 3rd eye. And so here we have in the corners all the 4 fixed sign, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And so the 21 becomes the 3, and the 6 here we get a 9. And so the 9 is the completion. The 9 is knowing I have the power to change and to let go, because I know here the 75, or then of course the 95 is the 14, is in the next reading Sagittarius. It is helping me to come into my balance, and that balance is love, and that balance is bringing the masculine and the feminine together, right, in the 9. And the 9 is completion. And so here you are completing something by letting go, and by understanding that the world, or this biome of world, is waiting for you, is waiting for you to rule it, but to rule it just, right? Don't be afraid of expressing what you have to say. Just express it. It's important. We need you. And that's when you can let go of some childhood memories that maybe, right, block you, but know that you have the 6 standing here, right? It's just this one. Turn it around and learn by turning around, right? By what the Fool did to you. Exactly. Let go. Let go of what you think needs to be controlled. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because like I said, we have then Sagittarius. Sagittarius came here through the call to be hanging true. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.